Hello there, it's the 29th of December, it's 1:45. The wife's just come in from work, so I was all ready and I've had a quick run up to Harwood. I've had to get out for the camp. I haven't been very motivated with the weather being what it is, but now I'm out here, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to have a quick walk while it's light, and I'm going to try a new area that I passed on one of my last camps. There's some big old trees, so I'll see what I can come up with. I'm hoping the ground's hard enough. But I bought the 3x3 DD tarp. I'll be using that one, so I've got more choice of configurations. I've got a new stove, one of my Christmas presents, Soto Windmaster. I'll give that a go. See, there's all forestry signs there. Keep off, danger, harvesting. See, look, new signs they've put up. Well, there's nobody here, so let's just crack on. Right, I'm gonna have a quick walk and I'll come back. Certainly cutting some logs down. You've got a big pile there, 3.9, 4.9s and 6.2s. These are massive. And this is where the weather station used to be in these areas. So I mean, look at it, total devastation, but hopefully they're just taking down the outside ones that are causing the others to fall. Doesn't look too bad in there. They've just stripped down all the ones that have fell over by the look of it, and they're still in the process. Now it's all cut down, it's hard to get me bearings. They're certainly having a good go at it. I mean, look at all these logs. In fact, the bit where the tower used to be, I might be coming up to that in a minute. We'll have a look and see what's what. Some interesting big machinery down here. Huge swathes of forest just cut. Hopefully what they leave will stand up to the weather. Ah, this is the bit where the tower was. Looking to the railings over there. They stacked up some of the railings where the red marks are. There's some more heavy machinery. Be a nice job out here in the middle of nowhere, cutting the trees down, as long as it lasts. In your nice little cab, looking at the scenery, lovely. Yeah, that's where the tower was in there. Look, you can just make out some of the signs. Wow. All I can say is leave some wood for the camping lads. Not that it's allowed, but we need some wood left. That's the road up to Gunner's Box up there. Just look how much forest they've took down. This is what cracks me up, the welfare units, the little units they go in. Let's have a brew at 35 degrees, lads. God, you think they'd put it level? If you can have a cup of tea in that little box, you'd at least want to be straight. Timber shelter, restroom on a skewy angle. Just look at this. It's just amazing how they do this work. Hopefully we don't get any storms this year that destroy the rest of it. Right, let's crack on and make a sharpish run now. I've got an hour and a half of light left. I've got an hour's walk. Go to the open forest here. I don't know what this was in the old days. If it's a windbreak, it's a big one. That's looking up towards Gunner's Box, and that's up there. You always see a load of deer crossing this bit of land. Just getting them on film. Hey, I've got to say, talk about getting your money's worth. This jacket I've got on is a Barber Lynn Hope. It's part of their Northumberland range, and you know, I bought it in about 2004, 2005. I kid you not. Talk about being tight-fisted and making things last. But I only used it extensively for dog walking for about 3 or 4 years. It's been washed multiple times, but I've never used it since. And I'm thinking it's waterproof, it's windproof, it's warm, and I've got the matching trousers. If we have a look down here, there is the matching trousers. And they're not faded at all because they've never been worn. It's the first time today they've actually been worn, even though they were bought back then. And I'm thinking, they're lined, they're waterproof, they're warm. What better gear for this than hardwood? For hardwood. So I'm giving them a trial. Quite chuffed actually that they've been in my camping box all this time. And they're finally getting some good use. Just makes me laugh how long I've had them. But hey dear me. I must have bought them when money was a bit easier. Because I couldn't afford them now. Right, I'm approaching the spot now where we're going to sort of cut across. If we have a look, I've just passed one walker with a dog, with a sheepdog. You can see it was a day walker. He had a small rucksack. We had a quick chat, and he said, "Are you on the?" I don't know what we said now. We have gone to see now, haven't I? I think we just talked about the gear. The weather's all right if you got the gear. Right, I'm going to see where I can go now, and I'll come back in a minute. There's the road we've come down. I'm just looking at a new bit of forest. See if I can find myself somewhere for camping. Well, it's just finished raining. It's really rained hard, but the wind dries you off pretty quick. Now this land I've found here, it's all like blown. It's such a bog, but when you get to the side of the trees like this, it's absolutely alright. I mean, look at that for a spot. I put my tarp up between a couple of trees. There's no more trees ready to fall over. If I did hear any crunching or crashing in the night, I'd have to get up and do a runner. But the wind's coming towards the trees, not through them. So if they're going to fall, they'll fall away from me. But I've had a good look. This is all damage from previous, so I'm quite safe now. I think I'll get myself set up and I'll come back to you. Just charging up my stuff now. I've been having a wander around, but I can't find anywhere that's not too boggy, so I've done an improvised plough point. I've fixed it onto the tree here. I've got my X-Ped mat. I've got my Rab 1100 sleeping bag, the Ascent 1100 today, Army Bivy bag. I'm going to set my pillow up and that. I'm a bit untidy at the minute, but I'll get it all sorted out. It's that windy and the ground is that rough. I've just had to do it as best as I can, but it's fine. Just brewing myself a coffee. So tonight I'm trying out the new stove, which appears okay. I've got the fire pot Tuscan stew. I've got the water in there. I've got a Wayfarer sticky toffee pudding. I've got my porridge for the morning and that. I've got a bag full of various snacks. I've got a couple of porridges. I've got a pot noodle if I get cold. That's just to warm me up later. So I've got plenty of food. It's just going to be a long night. 4:20, pitch black. I've got no phone reception. I can't make any calls. I had to go on the other side of the hill to phone the wife up, let her know I was okay on my pitch. I've got no YouTube, so it's going to be a long night, so I'm just going to chill and relax. Looking forward to this. I've been having a mooch round. I've looked round the woods, a few different places. There's nowhere really that's not really boggy. So I've managed to find the only dry bit. Like I showed you earlier, I think the trees are perfectly safe here. So I'll have my dinner and then we'll come back in a bit. While I'm waiting for this fire pot to warm up, the way I've set the plough point up, I've got the guy lines. I've put a couple of trekking poles up there just to take the slack. I've got a bit of a shelf for my gear. And the main thing is this Rab 1100 sleeping bag, it lofts up so well. I'm going to be so warm in that. Absolutely incredible sleeping bag. So obviously I'll move the bivvy a bit further under the tarp. But I'm not expecting any rain. But it's a nice setup, isn't it? Look at that. Lovely. Really looking forward to it. I'm just sitting here chilling, just waiting for the food. It's actually pitch black at the minute. It's there's no clouds, so you can see a little bit. Here's the Tuscan stew. It actually tastes really nice. Not bad at all. I've just been lying here chilling tonight. I've just got myself a tea before I get to sleep. So I've just been taking stock of life and everything, just thinking what I'm going to do next year, what sort of camps and that. But it's absolutely freezing cold. Now I'm out the sleeping bag, my hands, I should put my gloves on. I've got a couple of pairs of gloves and mittens. Nice thick gloves. I've got some mittens, thick mittens. Mittens are always better to get your hands warm because your fingers are together. But I'll be back in the sleeping bag in a minute. I'll tell you, when you're in this Rab 1100, you're just not cold. It's fabulous. I'll put my jacket on now while I sit up and have a drink, but it'll be off in a minute. In the sleeping bag, warm and toasty. It's great. It's no rain forecast. The wind's been quite ferocious. The way I put the walking poles on the top, it's kept it nice and tight. So I've got loads of space for my stuff. If I wanted to, I could move under more, but I'm sort of sleeping on the edge because I like to look up. I like to look up through the trees and watch the sky. Lovely. Right, well, we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock. I've just woke up. It's absolutely blowing a gale. Blowing a gale. Let's put the torch on. You can see it's 1 minute it's blowing away from me, it's blowing towards me. I've had to protect the Soto Windmaster. It performed well last night, but the wind's so strong coming from the side, I've had to block it with the rucksack. So I obviously picked the better night of the week for the camp. It's been a bit of rain when I went to bed, just a few spots. Nice calm night, but I've woke up this morning. Yeah, so I've woke up this morning to this wind. It's I might have to get out the sleeping bag in a minute and start sorting the tarp out. I've just had a peg blow out down the bottom. It's the first peg I've lost. But other than that, it's held firm. It really is blowing. But like I was saying, it is the better night of the week because it's been a bit chilly last night with the wind chill, but it's a bit milder this morning. Which just you've got the heavy rain and the wind coming in now, so the next few nights won't be as pleasant. If this wind's anything to go by, I'm glad I camped last night. Really enjoyed it. I'll pack up as it gets light and I'll show you the views I had yesterday. I've just had my porridge and a couple of brews. You can see it's blowing the Windmaster. Put that on there. It really is bad wind. If we move the rucksack out the way, you can see the flames to the side. But it's actually boiling it not bad. You're still losing a fair bit of flame in the wind. It's coming round the side. So if we move the rucksack back over, that then saves a lot. So even the Soto Windmaster, in these sorts of winds, you do need a bit of protection. I just thought I'd show that. I'm actually having my last coffee now. I'm all packed up, ready to go. Just after I was filming that video, when I woke up and I was having my brew in the sleeping bag, the tarp completely blew and was just hanging by the fixing on the tree. So I had to quickly get up. Oh dear. I know it's a strong wind in the northeast, but it is something else when it starts. But I'm just having my brew before I set up. I just thought I'd sit and enjoy the morning coming. Look at that. What a lovely, lovely spot, look. Right, so it's leave no trace as always. I'm sure I've lost a tent peg when the tarp blew out, but I've had a good look round. So this little bit here, where I'm pointing at now, that's where I had my bivy, so it's like a nice little hollow. I cleared it out of all the bits. So a tarp, you know, there's not really many places you could pitch a tent here because it's just too tufty. So and I had it fixed to this tree. But just look at this for a morning. Waking up to this, look. Fabulous. Make my way back to the car now. Have a slow drive home. See what the kids have been up to. Just coming up to 8:30 in the morning. It's completely deserted. I was over there in the distance behind them trees. Lovely camp. Right, so it's a slow walk back to the car. I say it was a hostile night, but that was just the wind this morning when I woke up. I mean, when I woke up, it was really blowing. It's something else, the northeast wind. So what have we learnt from last night? The Soto Windmaster, fantastic little stove. It's got the regulator on to keep the pressure the same, which is an improvement on my last ones. But even that stove, in the wind up here, needs a little bit of protection if you want it to boil quick. It will boil, but not as quick as if you protect it. Plough point tarp, lovely protection, lovely cover, but once the wind gets up, like it was this morning near gale force, it's just too much of a sail. So as far as Harwood Forest goes and the Cheviots, keep your tarps low to the ground. If you can have a higher one, use a ridge line and an A-frame, pin it down tight. I still prefer the small tarps myself, just minimalistic, enough protection, less for the wind to catch. Well, I've had a nice camp. New Year's Eve tomorrow, so I won't be coming out again this side of New Year. Obviously I've got the kids on holiday. The missus is off today, so that's why I was out last night. So I'll see you when we're back at the car. I'm always talking about finding the deer and getting a photograph. I'm just walking down the path here, and on the little stream on the right, I'm literally 15 foot away, and there was a back of a deer having a drink. Because the wind's in my face, he obviously didn't smelt me. But getting the phone out my pocket, just the noise of that was enough for him to turn round and off. So I still didn't get a shot. So what's the answer? Do you just walk along with your video running permanently so you're ready? I'll get one day. Well, I'm nearly back at the car now. Enjoyed it. It's my Christmas camp. I was going to do another one the weekend, but the forecast is this wind. When it blew me tarp away this morning, I thought, I can pick better conditions. Unless I go in the local woods where it's more sheltered. We'll see. So I hope you had a nice Christmas and have a good New Year, and we'll see you on the next video.